As we always remind you here in the Matthews broadcast, our poet laureate, Maya Angelou, reminds us about how we make our brothers and sisters in our communities feel. Maya said, people will forget what you did, they will forget what you said, but they will never, ever forget how you made them feel. So make somebody in your community, in your family, in your house, feel good. Let them feel the love this evening and every day. We, as I said earlier, need to build generational wealth. But we don't need to get stuck on the green stuff. You know, the good word says that the root of all evil is the love of money. But I will say that we can't do much in this country, in this world, without money. So we've got to have a basis for wealth. But the principle that I think the good book is talking about and that we want you to hang on to, family, is the fact that you're not truly wealthy until you can own those things that money cannot buy: love, trust, respect, honor, dignity. These are things that no amount of money can buy, and so we must operate under a principle basis as well. Our vision, again, is a beloved, wealthy, independent, prosperous community in these urban enclaves that we call home in these United States of America that stretch on both coasts and in the South. Places where we are the majority, like Detroit, where we are the absolute majority, or even in Ferguson, Missouri, where we are the absolute majority. We now need to turn those places into places of prosperity, and I believe that we can and we will. And I'm joined in studio this evening by two people who are already endeavoring to do that and make that beloved community be a reality here. I'm joined in studio by Mr. L. Eric Hawkins, who is an expert at training people how to have a successful home-based business. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to be here this evening with you, Mr. Matthews.
I'm glad. I'm even more glad to have you. And we've got the man with the fedora in the house, Mr. Otis Brown, a retired member of the United States Armed Service, a retired school principal, um, a badass drummer.
Thank you, sir.
So Otis has done it all. I call him a friend, a mentor, a teacher. He's done it all and is building a network marketing business himself. So
Glad
as
to be here. Thank you.
I'm glad to have you, Otis. So I'm going to begin with you, Eric. Since you're both network marketers, what is the speciality? What is the business that you're in? What is the home-based business that you're in? Tell us where your expertise in that business lies.
Well, the home-based business that I am in is simply showing individuals how to own their own home-based travel business. It is something that I was introduced to, ironically, in my field of education about 9 years or so ago. Was not looking for another way to create an income stream, but it was something that I saw, and it's something that we do anyway. One of my favorite quotes is by one of the wealthiest men in the world, whose name escapes me right now, but it will come back to me in a moment. But this gentleman says, if you understand it and you use it, you should own it. And that's Mr. Warren Buffett. I told you it would come
Right.
back.
That's probably why he owns substantial shares in the Snickers candy company, the Mars candy company, and in Coca-Cola.
Absolutely.
'Cause
Absolutely.
no, he says he drinks an inhuman amount of Coca-Cola and eats an inhuman amount of Snickers. So he took substantial shares, stakes in both companies.
Makes sense. He's sticking by his principles.
That's right. He's living it. He's living it. He's living it. Otis, I ask you the same question. What is the specialization in terms of the network marketing company that you're part of, and that you're endeavoring to help people not only build an income but also build generational and residual wealth which keeps on being earned while you're sleeping?
Well, I'm not going to call the company's name, of course,
Hmm.
but I am with a company that's powered by purpose, is how we like to describe it. We do energy, electricity, natural gas, and solar. And these are products that everyone uses every day. no matter where you go, someone's using energy. So that's one of the products, or a few of the products that we offer. And now we're offering travel as well. Our products are designed to sustain the environment. We call it powered by purpose because everything we do is designed to sustain life. So with our travel, every time someone takes a trip using our travel portal, we will do something to offset the carbon that's produced by the travel. We will also give them travel points. They get a concierge. We call this carbon-free travel. We look to empower people to become associates in our industry by just helping other people come in and share what we do, and we call it relationship marketing.
Absolutely.
We just establish a relationship with the people, bring them in, let them share it with other people, and they bring them in. And what we do is give them an opportunity to establish a long-term residual income that could be passed down to their children, their grandchildren, and their great-grandchildren, because as long as we keep the customers, we generate residual income for our families and our friends and our relatives and our neighbors. So we just simply try to empower people. We give them what they want, and by doing that, as the great entrepreneurs say, we get everything we want.
Absolutely. I did a little bit of homework in preparation for you guys, and I just want to share some numbers with you. I looked at the top 10 network marketing companies in the world. They begin number one with the Amway company.
Absolutely.
Each one of the top 10 network marketing companies in the world, audience, I want you to listen because I know I have the most intelligent audience in the nation.
Yes.
10 companies, all 10 of them network marketing companies, now have more than $2.5 billion in annual revenue. There was a day where you could poo-poo and laugh at what network marketing companies are doing. You're talking about business behemoths, giant companies now who are in this business. And so, I want to say to you, anyone that tells you not to get involved with a network marketing company, it's a pyramid or whatever, all businesses are pyramids. There's a few people at the top, and there's a whole lot of people broad at the bottom.
Yes, sir.
All businesses are pyramids. It's just that the network marketing companies, in my estimation, distribute the benefits more equitably than your traditional corporations, where 2% of the people get 98% of all of the wealth. So I wanted you guys to comment on that, because I'm sure that as successful people, as I know the two of you are very successful gentlemen, that there's some people who push back about the concept of network marketing companies. But as far as I'm concerned, they are now mainstream. Anything that's doing $1 billion or more is a mainstream company. Eric?
Absolutely. Well, I'll start by saying that the company that I am a part of, in just 13 months, we've had $75 million in travel sales. We have close to $6 million worth of commissions on the books. And I say on the books because, as you know, anybody that books travel, the commissions are paid when the trips are taken. So we've done an incredible job. That's an incredible amount of money as it relates to any travel business. As far as our travel company is concerned, we are the original home-based travel agency, 25 years old, very high Better Business Bureau rating. So when you're looking at the significance of this industry and what it brings to the table, this industry is over 40 years old. So for individuals like myself, I must say, 9 years ago, I was that person that would sit down and tell you not to call me. That was a pyramid. I hung up on the first person who called me about coming out to take a look at a business. But what I realized is that my mindset was conditioned to believing that the only way to create an income stream would be to punch in the clock. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with the mindset, go to school to get a good education so we can grow up and get a good job. But in my opinion today, that's a very, very risky path.
Well, I'll just say this and then I'll let you answer, Otis. With love, I think there's something wrong with punching the clock, and I'll tell you what's wrong with it. Your income stops when you can't go to work.
Absolutely.
If your income does not continue while you're sleeping, that is not a long-term future you should have. You need to be in a business model where you get paid while you sleep or are on vacation.
Right.
So I don't even think we disagree. I think we agree. As just a point that I'm making, Otis.
Yes, and you know the point is so well taken because you want to create a passive residual income where you can do something just once and make money from it forever.
That's right.
You do it one time, you make money from it, and you want to train other people to do the same thing. In this company, in 2015, we generated $325 million in revenue. That is really nothing to sneeze at. And this company got there in 7 years. Tomorrow, we are launching our own travel portal, as I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to revolutionize the travel industry. So we're just looking to empower people. I want to say, and you mentioned Amway.
Mm-hmm.
Back in '75, I think it was, someone introduced me to Amway. And I told him, I said, man, get away from me with that nonsense. What are you talking about? Amway, I'm not doing Amway. And they're having parties and homes and doing this. And my wife was doing Tupperware and she was doing great. And someone was doing Mary Kay. And I'm saying, what is this stuff y'all doing here? And, the next thing I know, Amway is number one.
Absolutely.
They are huge.
They are.
Herbalife is huge.
Huge.
When the president of Disney leaves Disney to go to Herbalife to be the president, that's got to tell you something about network marketing.
Absolutely.
So when people, I've been in pyramids. Let me just tell you, I got in the pyramids that were pyramids. I put my money in, and I'm still
got
putting my money out. So I put my money in my network marketing business, and I'm getting.
You know what a pyramid is.
I put it in, and they told me, "You almost at the top. You almost at the top." And the next thing is dissolved, and my money is gone. That's
right.
a problem.
That's right.
But in network marketing, if you want to call it a pyramid, whatever it is, the money is distributed fairly and equitably. You make what you put in. And if you don't want to punch the clock today, you don't punch the clock. But if you built up a business and you have that residual, that passive residual income, you're going to get paid.
You have a life.
Week. That's right.
You have a life. I was sharing with Eric on my way back from Tampa, Florida. I stopped in Orlando to visit my first cousin. I stopped in Hampton. But on my way back, one of the best feelings that I had is what you just said, Otis, that because I had built a base and I had associates that I was in partnership with, I continued to make money from my various activities while I was visiting with family and coming back.
Right.
I was not here. I did not broadcast on Monday or Tuesday, but I was still earning income because of relationships and the network marketing structure. Want to ask both of you one final question. Who is a great referral for you, Brother Eric, and how can people that might want to go into business with you or contact you to go in business, what method would you want them to contact with you? So first, who's a great referral? And secondly, how can they contact you?
A great referral would honestly be anyone that's looking for a change. One of the things that I speak about when I present our business project is the 4-room apartment of change. And I tell people, very, very concretely that I lived in the first 2 apartments for the first 39 years of my life. And that first apartment is comfortability and contentment. The second one is denial. And that's where I lived for 39 years. So the third apartment would be confusion. And the fourth apartment is renewal. So we are simply looking for people who are confused, don't know what to do, but know they need to do something. And individuals that are looking for that. The New Year's is coming up, 2017. What does everybody typically do at the New Year? They want to do something different. Mm-hmm. So we're looking for those individuals that are looking to supplement their income, mm-hmm. or individuals that are tired of their career, mm-hmm. and want to eventually replace the income that they're making. It could be single moms. We have people from all walks of life, people from all professions, mm-hmm. whether it's education, law enforcement, it doesn't matter. We are looking for people who, as Les Brown say, are hungry, not hungry, hungry.
Hungry.
People that are hungry for something different in this, mm-hmm. world and understands that.
How do they get in contact with you?
The best way to contact me
y'all.
is through my email, which is dreambuildersnextlevel@gmail.com.
Dream Builders Next Level.
Nextlevel@gmail.com. Spelled out.
Dream Builders Next Level @gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
The way that I recruit people to be part of the Matthews Group in my network marketing, Brother Eric, I look for people with PhDs. Poor, hungry, and desperate.
That's a good one.
I'm looking for PhDs that want to make six figures. Poor, hungry, and desperate. You are the ideal candidate because you could turn that desperation, if you're driven and focused, you could turn that desperation. And I'm sure the two of you could talk about some stories that you know of people who are laying down comfortable and driving what they want, living where they live, that were PhDs at one point.
Right. Absolutely.
So who are you? Who's a great referral for you, Otis, and how do they get in contact with you?
A great referral for me would be that person who's been talking about starting their own business for the past 20 years. And they do it every year. And as we approach this new year, you are my referral. I have that business for you, so you can stop talking about starting my own business. You can contact me, and I'm going to help you start your business. I'm going to get you off to a great start. So if you'd like to reach me, my email is, and it's real easy, colonelbrown@verizon.net. I retired from the military as a colonel, so I was fortunate enough to get that handle. So I am Colonel Brown at Verizon.net. And I also have a web page. It doesn't mention my opportunity, but it's called We the People Going Green. So if you really want to get involved in this green movement, powered by purpose, live a sustainable lifestyle, just go to Facebook and put in We the People Going Green. And guess what? You'll be on my page. Colonel Brown at Verizon.net. We the People Going Green.
We want to thank L. Eric Hawkins, super successful success coach. And we want to thank Colonel Brown with the bad fedora tonight for coming and share with us. If you want to meet them, you can join us at the Patterson IHOP at 301 Main Street, underground parking. We validate your parking and your victory. There's a personal blessing in the inner circle reception for you. You can meet them and several other friends and strategic partners of the Matthews broadcast later on this evening at 8:30 at the Patterson IHOP. So as we go into the next segment, we want to thank these two gentlemen, in particular, for showing us another path of how to build wealth for their families, for themselves, and for their communities. We'll be right back.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
This broadcast, we are joined in studio by Kim Falk of Community Real Estate Investment Group, and we are also privileged to have the great council president of the Silk City Patterson, Mr. Bill McCoy, with us. And we also have the chairman and founder of the United Youth Council, Mr. Salam Ismail. United Youth Council is an organization, nonprofit organization, that advocates on behalf of youth and also advocates on social justice issues between New York City and Washington, D.C. They are also partnered with the National Action Network and Reverend Al Sharpton. So as we get going in this segment, I would like to ask Council President McCoy a simple question without simple answers, Bill. We saw the face of frustration and the face of fear on the evening of November the 4th. You can go ahead and hit it. Urban communities all over this country, brown and black, are terribly worried about this incoming administration. Discuss the impact of what you think this administration that will take office on January the 21st means for urban communities nationally, the state of New Jersey, and obviously in the city of Patterson.
obviously, it's a saying that I always have that you can't save people from themselves. And in fact, the American people delivered this result. Albeit we've been drinking the poison over the last 8 years in opposition to this president.
That's right.
First African American, first black president of the United States, to the extent that folks really got a distorted view of the world. Now, we understand that the West Coast and the East Coast is really the population that we can most identify with that drives our election. But Donald Trump rode a wave all through the primary that was so toxic that only the most vile among us could survive. You look at all of the candidates, and I think, despite the fact that we disagree with their politics, you could say they were qualified. Whether Bush or Cruz or even Marco Rubio. And if you, our own governor of the state of New Jersey, Chris Christie, as bad as he is for Jersey,
right.
you could say he's qualified. He's been a district attorney. This guy really has very limited qualification. Can't seem to speak more than on Twitter, 140 characters, and that seemed to be his maximum limit. But the toxicity that have built up with talk radio and with its angry folk over time, and not understanding the day and the time that we're living in with regards to technology and how the shift in the world. We're not the only power in the world anymore. There are people all over this globe that have to feed themselves and shelter themselves. So, you can't be an isolationist that says, oh, only in America can the jobs exist. People are all over the world that have to be fed. And the things that we see happening because folks have been had limited access to resources. Now, look at Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa. These states went for Trump this time around on a hokey doke, on a lie, on a promise that will never come true. Now, he's patting himself on the back for saving 1,000 jobs with the Carrier air conditioning organization. They planned to move 2,000 jobs. Now they're going to move maybe just 1,000. And he's celebrating that as some kind of victory. Those jobs are not coming back.
No.
Where we are today in the technology and the environment, we're not going to dig coal out of the ground like we used to in West Virginia. And for all of those people that thought that Donald Trump was the savior with the logo of Make America Great Again, exactly how far back do you want to go? Because going back has never been profitable for us. It's never been fruitful. We have given hundreds and hundreds of years of free labor to build this country.
That's right.
And folks are still envious of us because we were able to survive. And as soon as a little tough time comes, people are quaking and ready to jump off a building. And Donald Trump came and said, you can blame those folks for why you don't have a job. You can blame those people for why you're not successful. And sadly enough, a lot of people fell for that because it made them feel better. It's not my fault that I'm not working. It's not my fault that I'm not progressing. It's somebody coming from Mexico. It's somebody that doesn't look like me. It's for the guys in the cities. And even those policies that President Obama made to restore the auto industry, save the bank industry, restore the housing economy, restore more jobs than you have seen in a very long time after Bush ran us in the ground. These folks are still not satisfied. They're still angry. They're still envious. And they fell for the hate that Trump was spewing out. And I tell you, this is going to be a rough 4 years.
That's right.
Once I was told by a white female when I was struggling for my job in Bell Atlantic that, Bill, you better take it easy because they're going to make it rough for you. I say, look, I'm a black man living in America. Every day is rough. But what it's about now is for me to get my promotion. Everybody got theirs, and it's my turn, and I'm going to get mine. I got my promotion, and I went on. So we know how to survive. We know how to take the worst of the worst and make something out of it. Where do you think chitlin came from as a fine cuisine? We can convert all of that. So we will be all right.
That's right.
We want folks to understand now that some people are going to suffer because they fell for the okie doke. You repeal Obamacare, guess what?
going to hit you.
Preconditions, it's going to hit you. A lot of folks going to go without insurance. So there's going to be some tough times, but it's for us not to shirk and not to step back, but to put our shoulder to the wheel. And for the first time in a long while, we'll have a real enemy in front of us and a real reason for us to come together with common interests and put our resources together and make our own destiny. Our interest and our future is not vested in one man. It's certainly not vested in Donald Trump. This guy doesn't even understand the Constitution of the United States that he's the president of. You don't understand free speech. You don't understand that folks have a right to protest.
Well, Bill, Bill, the BBC had the president of the wife of the president of France doing an interview.
Yes.
And the BBC guy asked her, what do you think about America's president-elect? And she goes, his vocabulary is huge. So the BBC broadcaster said, oh, he uses a lot of big words. She said, no, he only knows one word, huge. He has a one-word vocabulary. Let me ask you a question, Salam Ismail, while you're with us. I know you're an activist, so you're on the ground talking to people all over the Mid-Atlantic part of the country. One of the themes that I'm hearing coming out of this election is right message, wrong messenger. People are wondering why Hillary Clinton did not duplicate the results that the Obama team got in the last two elections, and the results bear it out. She did not match the president's performance. So many people are saying right message, wrong messenger. And Vice President Biden and President Obama and the First Lady were all over the country working for Hillary. Why didn't the message resonate coming from the Democratic candidate, in your opinion?
I can tell you firsthand, being an organizer in 08 and 012, and with Bernie Sanders, of course, there was a message that was not getting across to the millennium. There was a message that was not getting across to a good segment of the grassroots community, specifically African American, poor. We lost about 27,000 votes in Wisconsin, with a blue state. We lost Pennsylvania, where Obama and everybody went to Philadelphia to galvanize all these folks, and she lost.
Well, that's the question. Right message, wrong messenger. Why did not the I'm with her message, the stronger together message, resonate like the Obama? Why didn't the Obama coalition come out for this candidate? And Bill, you can jump in if you want.
Let me jump in.
Go ahead. I ran as a delegate with Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that the Hillary and the Clinton clan that many people, that's not only black but indigenous folks and others, have not forgotten. And some of them stayed home. Some of them wasn't enthused. And Hillary wasn't able to bring that enthusiasm level in many of those states that we should have won handily. And what the challenge is for the Democratic Party is that now you got to win that back. There's obviously some dissension going on now. The gentleman that ran against the current Democratic chair, I know there's Congressman Ellis is now running for the Democratic possibility, and all this stuff is going on. So there's a lot of different push and pull from the far left and the middle and the more conservative. So it's going to be interesting. What I'm game to see now as an African American and grassrooter is now, are you now Democratic Party is going to be willing to share those things and make all these individuals as part of this coalition equal? Because if not, you're going to be back here again.
Well, I've said often on this broadcast and other forums that I'm privileged to speak in that I've been a registered independent for 21 years. I have no problem saying on this air that I let the candidate and the policies and the issues that they advocate for decide. So I had no problem in the 3rd Ward of Patterson, where I live, voting for the man I'm looking at, because he was obviously the best candidate. But the fact of the matter is he would have been the best candidate regardless of what political label he had. He just knew the issues better, knew the community better, and had a track record of breaking his tail for the community. So I'm not going to let anybody change that independent man. I look at the issues and the body of work. But Bill,
yes,
the president, the first lady, Bernie, they were all on the stump. Why didn't the Obama coalition stay together for Hillary?
Listen, sometimes we make it look easy. President Obama was an incredible organizer,
I hear you.
a hard worker, a charismatic brother.
He just made it look.
He put it together, and folks thought, hey, if he can do it, I certainly can do it and make it look easy.
Then go ahead and do it.
Go ahead and do it. You'll find out that it ain't all that easy.
No.
You have to be willing to put the work in. I always believe that the person that worked the hardest is the person that's going to come out on top, particularly in a political election. And she really didn't work as hard as she needed to, and didn't have the connection with the people at the level that she needed to. And if you analyze where the votes went, she forgot about Middle America. She forgot about Pennsylvania. She didn't address the issues of West Virginia. In fact, she talked about coal, and you can tell folks the accurate truth and where things are, but you also have to give them hope, and you have to show them the alternative. So I'm telling you that coal is not coming back. and they live, and their subsistence living off of coal. Now, what do you replace that with? You have to have a solution. You can't just tell me that coal is down, we're going to shut down the coal plants and put that away. That's dirty energy. We can't go there. You have to show them the renewable energy and how they fit into that matrix and how they're going to be able to replace the income that they're losing. So she forgot some key places, and she didn't lose all over. Those states that we talked about, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, the Rust Belt, you had to address it. And Donald Trump gave them the hokey-doke. I'm going to bring those factories back. I'm going to bring your jobs back. I'm going to open up, and I'm going to put a chicken in every pot, a car in every garage. He just sold them whatever they wanted to hear.
That's right.
And use that underlying racist, race-baiting language of America, making America great again, that subliminally transmitted the message to folk that it's not your fault, it's their fault, and we're going to reverse all of that and give you back your privileges that you had in the past.
I saw an opinion piece in the Politico. Donald Trump is the first candidate, and I'm going to let Sister Kim share here, is the first candidate in history of American politics who was openly endorsed by the 21 most white racist organizations. They openly endorsed him. I don't know if he saw it or he didn't see it, but 21.
He brought one right into the White House now.
As chief strategist.
Right, exactly. Co-equal with the chief of staff.
Kim, why didn't the Obama coalition stay together from your perspective, sister?
Well, my perspective is, I believe, as you indicated, a lot of us don't stick together. And Hillary, she didn't put in the work, as you indicated as well. Right. She thought that having the backing of Obama will automatically give her the votes and the voice that she needs to be out there. And that's not true. You have to give the people, you have to talk to them, and you have to be out there enough for them to see where you are and where you're coming from. You can't just stand behind Obama and expect to stand out in front. And I think that's where she lacked. And that's why she didn't get a lot of our votes, because she didn't speak on a lot of things. And a lot of things that she should have spoke about, she stayed behind the scenes a little bit. For me, that's just my opinion.
Well, Janet Jackson's song said, "What have you done for me lately?" Right?
Exactly. So
that's kind of what our community was telling us. You're not Obama. What are you going to do?
Exactly. Exactly. So Obama can go out there all day long and just sit there, but he's a well-deserving man, and he played his position very well, but you can't expect for him to do the work for you.
Right.
You have to go out there and do the work for yourself. And honestly, I don't think she did the work. She didn't put in enough work to be able to get enough votes for the people. She figured she had Obama's backing, and that was enough, and it wasn't.
No,
just wasn't.
In an interesting kind of way, I think these next 4 years, although this is going to be rough, Bill, the African American community is the only community in history of the United States who, when we came to the United States, jobs were waiting for us.
Full employment.
Hey, Cornelius, am I right? There's always been jobs in America for black folk, so we don't have no problem finding work. Not the kind of work we love, but I think we're going to be all right. I think our businesses are going to fare better in the next 4 years. I think our organizations are going to fare better because instead of looking externally, we're going to be forced to look internally. I think that's a good thing, and I hope that it develops in that way for our people. Each of you have your own organizations. I want to get contact information for our viewers and our listeners, for all of you. And I want to start with an event that you're having on December the 12th, 2016. This is the 13th year you've done your Toys for Kids. Your foundation has done your Toys for Kids. We want everyone in our broadcast family. We estimate that we have about 25,000 people listening every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and viewing on Facebook live stream. So, Bill, why don't you share with us what you have coming on December the 12th for the 13th consecutive year?
Absolutely, my brother. This is the Bill McCoy Foundation. It started formally 13 years ago, but more so maybe about 17. Mm-hmm. I was on the campaign trail, went to a housing development, and wore a suit and tie like I am today. And folk thought that, McCoy was born in a suit and didn't identify with them. We're talking about the election. Mm-hmm. And so one of the resident council presidents said to me, which of you candidates will come back after the election? And I raised my hand. I said, I'll be back. And she looked at me and said, Mr. McCoy, we think that you will be back? I said, Miss Shirley, I can't guarantee you. I don't know what you think or why, but I tell you, I say what I mean, and I mean what I say, and I'll be back. And so I won that election because we did the work. And that very summer, we started the Bill McCoy Youth Day, which was really a big cookout, basketball, and really interacting with people and getting to identify what it is that they need. We did a cleanup on the property. And a few years later, a friend of mine suggested, rather than taking money out of your pocket, your personal funds from your family, start yourself a charity, a foundation, collect some money, and you can go a lot further, and your friends can help you to do that. And that's exactly what we've been doing for the last 13 years. We cater to about 450 children, boys and girls of every age, from elementary, from about 0 on up to 13, 14, sometimes the 15 and 16-year-olds come as well. Their parents. Mm-hmm. And we do a very unique toy drive and toy giveaway. We just don't line kids up and hand them a toy and they walk away. Mm-hmm. Too many times we're doing that, and young people and folks just believe in getting. Mm-hmm. They don't understand where it came from. They don't understand that somebody paid for it. They don't understand that why you're doing it. Oh, just show up and they'll give you a toy. Well, in life, there's nothing is free. You don't just walk up and get. Right. So we bring folks in the auditorium at a school, and we feed them, first of all, because many of the kids are coming from home. They haven't had anything to eat. We make sure we feed everybody. We are over food. You can socialize. You can listen better. You can pay attention. You understand what I'm talking about. So we feed everybody. We lay every person out by age group. We lay out all of our toys. And every single kid that walks in that door gets a gift up front. So we satisfy that basic need. And then we have a category that we call the wow gifts. Mm-hmm. I just went out with my wife. Sometimes I have to tell her, slow down. We bought 2 Xboxes. Now, this is 400 kids for 2 Xboxes. Usually, the city will give out one for the 25, 30,000 kids in the city could compete. So we have 2 Xboxes, $300 a piece that we're going to raffle off. We raffle off laptops. We do other computers. We do electronic games. Bikes is a thing that I tell the story all the time that when I was a little kid, I always wanted a red tricycle stand. And I asked Santa Claus every time that I needed this red tricycle. I was dreaming of a white Christmas in Jamaica, 85 degrees in the breeze with cotton balls for snow. Never got it. Didn't have a chimney, so the Santa Claus couldn't deliver it. So I have an affinity for young children and providing them with bikes. Why? It's the first sign of mobility, teach independence, accountability, and allow some sense of ownership. This is my transport. So we give out about 20, 30 bikes to all of those kids from every age group, boy and girl. and we work that process through. So the Wild Gifts, every child gets a raffle ticket when they come in.
So you have an opportunity to win one of the Wild Gifts.
We have a basket in front of them, and we tell you, these are the bikes, this is the Xbox, this is the electronic games, this is so-and-so, and you drop your ticket in whatever bucket you want. Now, there are 30 or 40 bikes, so if you drop it in the bike, you have a greater chance of going home with one. Right. There's only 2 Xboxes. Right. But Stan, I found out that those boys from 14 on up, don't care about anything else. I'm dropping it in the Xbox. And,
there you go.
2 of them is going to walk away with that.
That's a sign of where
and
we are.
We pull that right in front of everybody in terms of transparency and accountability. So you see, I'm not going, my favorite nephew came by or my friend in the corner. There's no hanky-panky. Everybody sees the process. And at the end, what I've found, and folks have told me, is that they don't have to win one of those Wild Gifts to feel justified and satisfied, as long as they had an opportunity. Right. And it's not what we're all about. We're just looking for an opportunity to be in the game, and we're comfortable with that. So kids go away from there feeling very good. The parents are great. I had a mother told me once, her kids came and going on with 2 different bikes for the children. And she said, Bill, you know, this year was rough for us. And if it wasn't for this giveaway, these children would not have a Christmas. And that really touched your heart, and you understand why you do it. And our donors and our sponsors allow us to do that. And we're really grateful and appreciative that we have sponsors that have stuck with us from day one. 13 years. Quality Auto Mall now used to be right here in Elmwood Ford. Now they move out to Rutherford, and they've been with us from day one until now. That's awesome. Gator Recycling in Patterson do a great job and support us in that effort. Gala Fresh, which just took over where Pathmark used to be in Patterson, this year is our first year that they're coming on board with us, as well as ShopRite from Passaic and Clifton. They've joined the team as well this year, so we have a great new number of. You can
tell when a public servant means it. The public servant means that he doesn't have a list, so he's going down the list paying bills. And I feel him because he's not reading from it; he just knows it. Bill, I see 3 numbers in the McCoy.
Yes.
Obviously, Matt, your son, and Flo Butler is the 3 contact numbers.
Absolutely.
If you want to give those numbers out for who want to sponsor or provide toys.
Certainly. Brenda is 862-686-6542. 862-686-6542. And Matt McCoy, the universal guy around town, 973-356-5687. And I'll leave those 2 as primary because they're more flexible. Flo is a senior, and she handled my corporate relationship and those kinds of activities. But Matthew or Brenda will be more than happy to help you. The foundation is at 528 15th Avenue, right in Patterson. You can stop by and see us anytime. We appreciate the support. And the dinner will be on Monday, May 12th at the Brownstone. Great meal, great company. The tickets are only $75. This price has been the price since maybe the last 10, 11 years. We started out at $50 a dinner, and we moved to $75. We haven't changed it yet. So with inflation and everything, you're really getting a great bargain. And if you talk to Brenda, she might even give you a discount if you buy a bunch.
Well, the Matthews broadcast is going to participate. I have been communicating with Bill about how we can get involved, and we're going to have our audience get involved. We're going to have our corporate relationships and our affiliates, the professionals that are associated with us, some 1,200 or so, as I was sharing with Bill. We want to participate. We want to make this a greater effort. Salam, you have a big project coming up. Would you like to share that, what the United Youth Council is doing?
We got a couple of things. One, on the advocacy level, we're going to be dealing with some issues around New Jersey Transit and their fairness in terms of how they
deal with minority contractors.
Minority contracting and employment. So there are going to be some issues around that, and we're going to be partnering with a number of social justice organizations, including the National Action Network and other groups around the tri-state area. And we're going to hoping to make things right there. Because New Jersey Transit is a big corporation that employs a lot of folks. And people don't notice that if we stopped taking buses.
It might be a small corporation.
The rail don't make money. Actually, the rail loses money.
It's the buses.
So it's the buses. And we ride more buses than anybody in this great state. So we're going to be visiting them in numbers and various organizations and such, including the Mastery Group and others will join in on
December the 14th.
December the 14th at their
board meeting
at 9 a.m. And maybe the council, because this is reflected to all our community.
Right, absolutely.
This is a statewide agency that employ or if you look at the numbers in terms of contracting, it's almost next to none in terms of African American, what have you. And Mr. G, who's a local guy here in town, had a contract with New Jersey Transit, and they done them very dirty. Wow. This man lost over $1 million in contracting with New Jersey Transit. So that's going to be one of the things that our organization on the social justice level is going to deal with immediately. The other thing is the councilman going to be sure to be aware of this soon, is we're going to be launching a statewide 21-city anti-violence tour, where we're pushing a piece of legislation we actually passed, an effort to deal with a proposal to address violence in the state of New Jersey. One of those things, and I'll be short, one of the things is to urge all counties and municipalities to establish a division on violence prevention and intervention.
Okay.
My home county, Union County, is right now, as we speak, working to be the first county probably in the nation to do so. So our campaign is going to be, we're going to be visiting people like the councilman and others, grassroots groups and what have you, to get them involved in pushing their local leaders, legislative, elected officials, to establish such a division on violence.
That's a worthy piece of advocacy.
There's no city, there's no county have such.
We
do reactionary when we deal with a shooting or what have you, but nothing established inside those departments to deal with that. So that's one of the things that we're going to be dealing with.
Wonderful. Kim, I know that your organization is looking to have folks in urban communities collectively invest in real estate together. The council president was with us when we launched this initiative. He helped us to identify how to participate in the Patterson auction. We were recently down in Atlantic City meeting with the officials there to participate in their auction, as well as the officials in the city of Plainfield. Tell us what community real estate investors' objectives are on the short run as we wrap up this evening's broadcast.
Well, basically, community real estate investments, we not only do we want to buy up a lot of the abandoned properties that's just sitting there, we want to let our people know that they can also be homeowners. A lot of our people don't realize that they can own a home opposed to renting these homes. And not only do we buy these homes and fix them, but we show you how to invest your money as well, and how to keep your property, and how to have your property make money for you, opposed to just having a property sitting there and not doing anything with it. We also get all of these different properties, and then we show you how to invest in different I'm sorry, train of thought is lost. We show you how to invest in different IRAs and different things to show you how to keep the flow of your money going, so you can maintain your house and not have the house go into foreclosure or be abandoned. So that's why we're not just a real estate agency, we're investors. So we invest in the property and you as well.
And that's important.
That's
important after what happened in 2009.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of people wasn't aware of how they can use their property to make money for them and keep
build long-term wealth.
Build long-term wealth.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people look at their property and say, well, oh, my house is free and clear. And my question to you is why? Why is it free and clear?
You need to be building more wealth. That's right. That's right.
Use it to make more. And then a lot of them feel like, oh, I can't afford it. I can't do it. You can. We need to get out. We need to get out of the fear. We need to stop thinking that we can't do anything. A lot of people come from all over the world. You have the Spanish, you have everybody else that pull together and make things happen, to start from little of nothing. And they put their money together. They come over here, own one home. 5 or 12 of them is in one home, and then the next thing you know, the 2 of them got another home, and then the brother has a home, and then the sister has a home. So out of them, that one family living in that one home created 5 different homes. That's the short goal, for the community real estate investors.
Well, we're gonna leave it right there with Sister Kim. Sister Kim was saying, as the president, our president, said in his refrain, "Yes, we can."
Yes, we can.
So thank you for the dreams of community real estate investors. Thank you for the service that you're providing, Council President. The good book says that he who decides to be great among you shall first be your servant.
Yes.
And the 2 of you guys epitomize service at the highest level, and I respect and love both of you for it. Join us at the Patterson IHOP directly following the broadcast for the Inner Circle reception, where you'll get to meet some of our guests like the ones you're listening to right now, do some networking, and meet other positive people. As we often tell you here in the broadcast, there are 2 people in the world, dreamers like the ones you just listened to, and dream killers. So we say embrace those like the ones you just heard and run from the dream killers as fast as you can. This is Stan Matthews in the Matthews broadcast, and I'm just reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, in the Matthews broadcast audience, you were born great and suited for success. All progress in this country, bar none, including its economy, its institution, and its wars. We were at the forefront. We don't have to ask anybody for anything. We have earned the right to be stakeholders in this America and to wield real power, economic and political, in this America. And I am sure that we're going to continue to do so as long as people like Kim Falk, Bill McCoy, and Salam Ismail are anywhere around. They're going to make sure that we are heard and that we are at the table.
Yes.
Good evening and God bless.